he's expressed to me how things are set up and how he feels about the way things are set up. He's expressed to me his discontent, his frustration as an artist. I think it's been stifling his work for a very long time. I think that we can see the stifling, you know, in his last works, his last albums, which pale in comparison to some of his earlier work. I prefer listening to the earlier work, and I still do. Knowing how things are set up and knowing what he's making and what he's not making, I have showed him and told him that I support him. And him, as an artist, the worst thing is to be stifled and to be run by a machine and to not be getting paid what you're worth, or, you know, it's happened to me as a writer, being, you know, signed to larger companies and being paid, you know, less than I think I should, or, you know, whatever. So I support him moving on. We all have to move on. We all deserve to move on. Nobody wants to be in the same position 10, 15, 20 years doing the same thing we were doing. Like, that's ridiculous. So like anyone else, he should be allowed to move on. And I'm saddened by the breakdown of the relationship in a way, if it is being broken down. But then again, some relationships need to be broken down.
Right.
You know, I don't think that we need to be with the same people our whole lives in any capacity most of the time. I think that people grow apart, they grow at different speeds, they grow in different directions. And whether it's a marriage or a business relationship, you know, or even with family, sometimes we just have to move on from people.
Well, you had a sweatshirt on, YMCMB sweatshirt with the CMB crossed out. Mm-hmm. You did that yourself, or did they actually?
No, that shirt was designed. That sweatshirt was designed for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was designed for me. It was my idea.
Okay.
And so I just had this idea, you know.
Okay.
And it was designed for me, and people are buying them, I heard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've been for sale, I think, this whole time.
The YMCMB with the CMB crossed out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the site, the company's called Just This One. I think they are just selling that one thing.
Okay.
They sell one thing at a time. So and they've had that up for a while now, so I think they're still selling them.
Okay.
I know they did really well at first, so I don't know what they're doing now. I love that sweatshirt, by the way. I wear it like all the time.
Bravo team.
But right now we're talking about Christina Milian versus Corinne Stephens, aka Superhead. Okay, now recently Christina Milian did an interview where she talks about being in love with Lil Wayne. Check out what she had to say.
I love her.
So, do you love Lil Wayne?
I just said it. I do.
That's dope.
I do
Falling
love
behind.
Is that an engagement ring from Lil Wayne, or just a placeholder right now?
It was just a sweet little gift.
From
Just
him?
a nice gesture.
That's nice, man.
Well, I don't like too much Lil Wayne do music, but I respect his pimping. His pimping is strong. He pimps girls the way Baby pimped them.
All right, well, Superhead wasn't too excited about this. Now somebody tweeted, I want to know how Christina Milian feels about Corinne's Vlad interview. And Christina Milian said, who? Well, if you don't know what that Vlad interview is, check out what Superhead had to say about Lil Wayne.
When I get into a relationship, he's the only thing they ask about, because they know. But what about Wayne? Will you stop seeing this? And the answer is always no. You either get over it or you leave, because I'm not getting rid of him. Like, Wayne will call the house at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I will answer. And if he says, I'm at the skate park, or I'm here, I will get up, and I will go. That's what's going to happen, and you've got to be okay with that.
Wow.
They probably ask her about that because they know she's famous for sucking D. So they think about the last relevant, most famous D she sucked, and it was Lil Wayne.
And then Lil Wayne is probably calling her at 3 in the morning to come to the skate park for what?
Suck some D.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's not going to say no, so you have to get over it.
Why would she? Her name's Superhead. You live up to your name every day of your life.
It is what it is. All right, now let's talk about Blac Chyna for a second. Now, I know know you saw these pictures on Easter where Kylie Jenner and Tyga, the whole Kardashian-Jenner family, went to church together. In particular, though, Tyga was there with his son, King Cairo. Well, allegedly, Blac Chyna isn't too happy about Kylie Jenner being around her son. And, you know, they've had their own little back and forth and subliminals on Instagram and on Twitter. So maybe it isn't appropriate for him to bring another woman around, or a young lady around Blac Chyna and his son. But who knows? But they're saying that she is steaming over Tyga's shenanigans and she feels that he's got her effed up, parading her son all around Kylie and the Kardashian family, according to HollywoodLife.com. Blac Chyna thinks that he should know better. In the meantime, Joe Budden had some words about Blac Chyna. Now, Brooklyn Carter tweeted out, "Her ass is so big," and put up a picture of Blac Chyna. Joe Budden responded, "Fake, hard, nasty, and disgusting."
Damn.
And then he said, "I saw her in Miami one night and asked her why she did that ish to herself. She wasn't very pleased." Well, Blac Chyna said that he was also begging for a picture with her, so I don't know. But
I think you were too hard on the Kardashian Jenners when they were going to church the other day. Like, they was talking about their attire and what they were wearing.
she had on a crop top, she had her stomach out, going to
But
church.
if you go to church, you know that the church says, "Come as you are." And that applies to the Kardashians as well. I know it gets a little confusing when it comes to Bruce, because at the moment it's like, what exactly are you? But he's transitioning, but it's still come as you are.
Oh, Bruce Jenner. All right, well, that is your rumor report. I'm Angela Yee.
Oh, this is the part where I'm going to take
Well,
that.
now, no problem, Charlamagne. Now, coming up next, who are you giving that donkey to?
Donkey today going to the U.S. Postal Service 4 after the hour. Okay, we need to talk to the U.S. Postal
Wow.
Service. I need to come
Okay,
to
they
the
have done.
congregation. We'd like to have a word with them. But please don't stop delivering my mail after this, okay? Thank you.
What's your relationship with Wayne?
Currently, we're good. Like, that's my friend. You know, I consider him a friend for life. Love him always.
Friends with benefits, just friends.
No, I haven't hit that since after him and Christina did that really horrible, they had that sort of fire thing. That was so bad. And I think he felt kind of low after that. So, like, I kind of, you know, but it
Is
was...
that shade? Are you being shady?
No shade,
No.
no tea. No.
Was that?
But...
I wasn't just me.
Oh, that was you. No.
No, it was you. No shade.
Y'all saw it. Let's not act like you didn't see the performance. Rolling Stones.
Yeah, but I didn't know.
Boy.
But wait. You're saying that you haven't hit that since that.
It was like 2 days after that.
No, but my point is.
But before that, we were like I might have been with him in that way once in like a year and change. Like we don't.
So are you saying that song turned you off to him? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think this is what I think, and this is me being super honest. I think that as an artist, as someone who has to create something out of nothing, it's important that we pair ourselves with the right people. When I was with Wayne, I wrote my best stuff. You know, I felt like when he was with me, he wrote his best stuff. When he was trying to figure out his new style, that singing thing that he started doing, he was with me on the bus, singing into remote control. Like, how does this sound? He was starting to learn to play guitar. Me, I feel like certain...
Yeah, but hold on. Did you stick around when that actually happened? Because if so, we might have changed the conversation. If you were on the bus when he wrote Prom Queen, someone needs to escort her out of the building.
You did that album, the rock album.
No, I wasn't on the bus then.
Okay, and by the way, I love Wayne, but we know that album was not his, generally what people see as his highest moment.
Okay.
This is what I feel like.
What was that for?
As a creative person, I think it's important to surround yourself with people who inspire you. I think that when we surround ourselves with like bums or like losers or like has-beens or people who just are hot, then our art becomes not hot. So, not that performance turned me off from him. It just kind of solidified for me that I don't want to be in Like, I don't want you to be hanging out with not hot people and then hanging out with me too.
Only 5 minutes
You know what I mean?
left.
So the shade was for Miss Millie.
No, it's for anybody who's not hot. I just feel like I just want everyone around me to pop. And it just felt like the formula got mixed up somewhere. You know what I mean? Things have changed a lot. I mean, all of our lives have changed. So even in my life, I had to get rid of people who just weren't creatively popping for me.
It was Rebirth, sorry.
Yeah, I didn't think it was one of the Carters.
The Carter.
So on that note, because it's interesting, because you said I need people around me that basically, and I'll paraphrase, that are basically popping, because that inspires you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I love, like, when I do a lot of my writing, I write in studio with friends. So I have friends who are creating music, not just artists, but sometimes I have friends who write for artists.
But the stories you're telling are factual stories, and they're relationship stories. So is the inspiration the relationship, the sex, the escapade, what is it? Because you're writing fact, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just not.
But you still need creative juices flowing.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to write. It's hard to write, because the thing about being a writer is that you don't get to talk to other people while you're doing it. You're in the room by yourself, and it makes you feel a little crazy. So you have to talk to yourself all day. I write for 10, 12 hours a day, which is how you finish the book so quickly. I need to get out of my house, so I switch locations. So I'll go to a hotel, sit in the lobby, so I can hear
Freshen
people
up the
talking.
vibe.
Yeah, and then sometimes I'll wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I want to write, but I don't know how. So I'll call a friend. Hey, are you in the studio? I'm coming down. I grab my laptop and I'm just in there because there's music and people. So I just need creative energy. And so I feel like when people pair creative people, when we're around other people who may not be as creative, who suck our creation from us.
Or who just suck.
Well, okay, it was actually.
No, I was joking. I don't really care. I don't know what you're saying.
Superhead, she just.
No, I meant that's what I meant. I think she's no. She
No,
didn't
I
mean
didn't take it like that.
She didn't mean that. She means I'm talking about the other person saying that person sucks. I don't think that, but it seems like you think that. So
No, I just feel like, I mean, honestly.
A lot of sucking going on.
I know.
sucking galore.
I'm trying to figure out a way to
that's
make
not
this
the
make
best
sense.
you've got.
When it comes to Wayne, I've seen Wayne at his most creative, and I know what was happening around him at the time. And I know.
Can we get that back? Whatever that was.
And
Can
I
you?
knew, right, I know what was around him, what was happening at that time. I wish I could go back, and same thing for me. It was a really creative time for me too, because of what was happening
You miss
around him.